What is up, my Squirtleites? It is I, your king, welcoming you back to more Subnautica Below Zero. In the last episode, we constructed our very own base, which I since added on to between episodes. Got myself some posters put up, built more lockers, got a battery charger going, and upstairs I actually put in a bioreactor with a few fish in here. I'm going to need more Arctic peepers because those are pretty much the most efficient way we have of charging the bioreactor for now. I'll put in some lockers here so I have extra storage in the future, but before we go any further, I'm going to need to construct myself a couple of things. The first of those is going to be a laser cutter. So I'm going to get some titanium, crystalline sulfur, and diamonds, which it looks like I have access to all of that, so we should be fine. We're going to want that because we're going off to the Neptune today, but before I go on over there, I'm also going to want to make sure that I have myself some water and food, which I think food, I'm fine. I know I've got a few things in my storage. Yep, okay. But water is a whole nother story. So we're going to have to find ourselves some bladderfish. And actually, I'm going to probably want to head back kind of towards where my base is at. Or I guess where not the base. No, I didn't mean to do that. Back towards the drop pod, excuse me, which I have completely cleaned out and have since taken off of the map as a result, actually. But I'm going to want to head back over this way because the kelp forest is pretty much the best way to go and collect bladderfish. We'll see if we can collect some more Arctic peepers along the way, too, because they charge about 300-something power to the bioreactor each, which is more than enough for our needs for the time being. We're going to have a more efficient power source that we'll be able to make on command in the future, but that's not going to be of immediate importance. So right now, food and water, that is the main issue. I actually see some bladderfish here, so let's go out and grab as many as we can. We'll go back and collect some filtered water, and craft some filtered water along the way before we actually get to where we're supposed to be going. Come here, Arctic Peeper. I need you. We're going to be gathering a lot of you guys. They are just slightly different versions of the peepers that we saw in the first game, obviously. Basically the same thing. There is no such thing as Oculuses or Reginalds in this game, unfortunately, so we're not going to have those excellent sources of bioreactor power and food. So that is something to keep in mind. But we still should be able to find stuff, no problem. There's got to be more of these things around here. I don't want boomerangs. I mostly just want bladderfish and Arctic peepers. There's another one. So we'll take as much as we can get. We should be able to actually grab it. Dang it. We should be able to actually get more water in the actual Neptune itself, because exploring the Neptune sections is just like exploring the Aurora in the first game. You're going to find a lot of leftover stuff from the crew, a lot of their leftover supplies. So that, for the most part, will be something that will be taken care of. Not too concerned, but I just want to have a little bit extra just in case. Get back here. Thank you. Oh my gosh, I almost had it. Give me that. Thank you. Goodness. All right, any more bladderfish? I know I need to go back to my sea truck here in a second. Not for air or anything, but I don't want to overdo it here. Take that. Okay, I think that's enough Arctic peepers. I just want bladderfish now. But I'm not really seeing them. I'm sure I've passed a chunk already, and everyone's just like, what the heck? You just went right past it. But it's kind of hard to see, man. Especially when you're moving around so much. So I really need to get to gaming on a actual computer monitor more often as opposed to a gigantic TV. Like, TV's got that appeal for movies and things like that, but for games, absolutely not. Come here. I need to get myself a nice OLED monitor with a high refresh rate, and then we could really have some fun. Be pretty great. Okay, I think that is enough. I'm going to go make myself a ton of filtered water, and then we should be good to go and set out to the Neptune. Oh, hold on. There's one more over here. Might as well grab it. Might as well grab what I can. We'll have a better source of getting water in the nearest future. Don't you worry. There is one. Like, it seems right now like it's a little bit more difficult to maintain food and water. It's not. Trust me. I'm just not focusing on it and haven't really had a need to focus on it because we've been able to go after things like frost anemone hearts. In the future, we are going to be able to get ourselves something that is essentially a catch-all, and we are never going to have food and water as a problem ever again, I promise you. It's going to suddenly become the easiest thing in the frickin' world to manage. So don't even concern yourself with that for a second. Okay. Let's go do a lot of fabricating. And I think I'll just take whatever extra Arctic peepers I have from this. Here, we'll put as many as we can in there. And I think I'll take the last 2 and cook them for my sake. Let's just make all the filtered water. We have so much power in here. We're never really going to worry about anything. I'll worry about collecting more Arctic peepers later. But again, I don't think I'm going to ever need to. I think the amount that I've put in the bioreactor should be enough to carry us until we get that extremely good power source. But, oh man, I made so many bladderfish here. Which is a good thing. It's never, you can never have too much in the way of water at any one time. So we'll eat the peepers first, because they will fill up our water situation just a little bit. And then we'll use the rest to... There! Okay. So now we can get a move on with laser cutter in tow. We have pretty much all we need. I am in the market of getting a little bit more in the way of lithium, though, so I'll have to do that as well. Let's put it up in this one. Oh, and I have all of these parts right here because this is what's necessary for making that moon pool, or the moon pool, excuse me, that I want to add on to the base, which... goes right about here. I changed this into a cross compartment instead of a T compartment, but if I'm to add the moon pool right now, it would actually make my base flood. I do not have enough integrity, so that's why I need to get more lithium heading out this way. So, let's going to move on. Off to the Neptune, and the Neptune has a few interesting things about it. It's again why we brought the laser cutter. But what's also interesting about it is Neptune sections are the only places you're going to find metal salvage. Remember that was all over the place in the first game because of how the Aurora broke apart. But in this game, the only sections where you're going to find that are by the Neptune section, so you're going to have to keep an eye out for those if you want to get yourself a lot of extra titanium, which I do, actually, as a matter of fact. I do want to get a lot of extra titanium. Now, the Cryptosuchuses, they're going to take bites out of this thing pretty much no matter what I do. I can do my absolute best to try to avoid them, but they'll get their hits in no matter what, just because they are a little bit on the fast side, so something to keep in mind. That is a Galena outcrop. Okay, this looks like actually a pretty good spot to get myself some extra pieces of equipment. So let's grab those. But let's be super careful as we move around here, because obviously we don't want to get too close to the big boy who is hanging out on the outskirts of this area. I shouldn't venture into this area, though, I would imagine. And if they do, well, I do have medical kits for that exact reason. So let's grab a few extra things. I don't want to grab too much because I want to save as much space as possible for what we're going to find on the Neptune itself. But lithium is definitely a need. I probably should scan these fumaroles before that explodes and actually does damage to me. Ow! And there it is. Oh, what's up? We're getting chased. Alright, well, we'll just take this thing away from it. Thank you. Yeah, you gotta be really careful next to those geysers. They will mess you up if you're not careful. Alright, there is a few more things. No lithium, though. It's mostly what I'm looking for here. Okay, gotta watch out for those guys. I kind of parked pretty far away from them, but that should be... What have I gotten, like 5 now? 6? That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That might last me a while. See if I can get some lead out of that. Unfortunately, I didn't. Some gold, maybe? Nope, more titanium. Well, I'm trying. I love how the lighting changes so drastically whenever you go into this area. It's kind of funny. But I think that is about everything I'm going to find around here. Oh, here we go. Got another one. Just want to make sure. And an ooh, little jackpot here. Thank you. 2 next to each other is always really, really nice. Alright, let's get back to the sea truck. And notice that we're still only 30 meters down, and even in exploring an area like this. It's just, it's so... You don't go deep in this game, like, at all. And you'll notice that more as we continue to venture out. Like, you do need to go down, but it's so unnecessary at times. I'm going to put all this stuff in this locker. I think that's a good plan. Okay, let's keep moving on towards the Neptune. I think I got all of the lithium I needed for the time being. Should last me a little while. Will allow me to reinforce my base a bit. Maybe even get myself another storage module. A second storage module would probably be really nice for this thing. Because really the only necessary modules for the sea truck are the storage modules and the fabricator module. Even the fabricator module isn't ridiculously necessary. It's just if you're planning on going on really long expeditions with the sea truck. So we're kind of heading off towards the last known position of the pilot. Oh, I think I ventured out a little too far. Okay, that right there is a glow whale. They are completely harmless, but that's not actually what I'm after here. Because that means I am in a different biome than the one I want to be in. There's what I'm looking for. Okay, there it is. This is the stern of the Neptune, and we're going to want to head on inside. Now, you'll start to notice that this is where we're going to run into pieces of metal salvage. You'll see some down there. If I want to grab some of those, I will, which I might do that. Be a great place to also break them down, again, if I actually had access to the fabricator module, but I do not. So let's have a look around here and see a way in. There are a few. So there's, like I said, there's metal salvage around here. You can grab that if we want. I'm going to save that for now. If I have to, I will come back here. In fact, I have a beacon that I'm going to drop here. And let's edit the name of this thing. No. I didn't want to pick it up. I want to edit the name of this thing so that... No, stop it! Oh, it's so easy to frickin' do that. To do exactly what you don't want to do. Thank you. Okay. Let's say Neptune stern. There we go. Okay. So we got that. All right, there should be oxygen plants in here, but you have to be careful as you're going through here so you don't end up getting stuck or lost. Oh, look at that. There's just random copper wire hanging about. So is that a titanium ingot I just picked up? It is. You know, the last thing we want is to get stuck and lost in here as we go through it, but there are a lot of ways to get in and out of it. You just have to be very, very careful. Okay, can I go? Is this glass? Oh, this is all glass. I can't actually get through here. All right, let's see. There must be another way inside. Tricky part is going through this place and not getting stuck. So that's a laser cutter fragment right there. I can't actually get through that, though. There's an oxygen plant on the other side of that. I'm going to actually go back down. I'm going to make sure that my sea truck is in good shape. I should probably shut the lights off on this thing as I get my oxygen back. There's a couple of access points into this thing. So let me just really quickly, I'm going to grab a couple of waters and take them with me just in case. Okay, lights off. We got our oxygen. Let's keep going. All right. It sometimes takes a couple of tries to get in here, or get all the way through here, so you just got to kind of keep at it. Oh, what do we got that I can scan? Is it just that? Okay, it's just a laser cutter fragment. Well, I'm not interested in that. We got spinefish in here, which these guys are interesting. Can I scan you, please? We did encounter them quite a bit in the first game, but only in like really deep biomes, honestly. Oh, give me my flashlight, please. Thank you. All right, so this is another entrance, so at least we have a fast way to get out to our sea truck should we get stuck. What do we got in here? Another supply crate with disinfected water and a nutrient block. There is the jackpot right there, so that should be enough to get us through this entire area. Still not finding what I need, though. So we need to find another way into the... Oh, here we go. This is very promising. I'm not going to push my luck too long, but there might be an oxygen plant on the other side of this. And luckily there's also no, like, dangerous critters holed up in the Neptune itself either. So I don't have to worry about that. At least not in this one. There's another one we'll come across later that's a little bit more on the dangerous side. So there's another battery. Okay, there's the oxygen plants, and we can grab a few of those. We've got, ooh, what is this here? Parallel processing unit fragment. Well, we'll take that. That is interesting. So we got another oxygen. Oh, there's a power cell. Beautiful. I will take that. Thank you very much. And look, another oxygen plant next to another door that I can cut my way through. So let's do that. Slowly but surely, we will make our way through this entire thing. I don't even think I explored that room in full, but it was a good start. And obviously, we can bounce between all of these oxygen plants for as long as we need now. Having 3 of them is more than enough to guarantee your success. Okay, have I already been in here? Because that one's open. Yeah, I've already been in here. Okay, so that's this door. Gotcha. So just kind of a way back. Is there anything down here? What do you got over here? More metal salvage. Oh, here we go. Oh, this one I have to cut open. All right. Let's do that. This one does. These do not take a super long time to cut open. Hey, there we go. I got myself a, where is it? A reactor rod, which those are necessary for the nuclear plant that you're going to need to power your bases. I don't think you can actually craft reactor rods in this game, so that's how you're going to need to get those, is from these sections of the ship. Also, wow, they give you a lot of copper wire. Like, way more than is probably necessary. But I think... Oh, we got another one here. More nutrient blocks. Awesome. All right, let's go down. Let's see what we got in here. Okay, this is another one I can cut open. Let's see if we can find... These do take a little bit longer to cut into. About as long as a door does. Which makes sense. Well, no, I guess it kind of doesn't, but... I don't know. You're not swimming through a giant opening in those doors anyway. Come on. What we got? And another one of these parallel processing unit fragments that I can scan. Beautiful. Well, we need 3 of those, but you're probably wondering what they're for. Well, we'll understand more in due time. Got some of that. All right. Can I go through here at all? Okay, this just takes me up this way. I'm going to go and resupply my oxygen a little before I go too far. Go grab the other oxygen plant over here as well. There we go. So we have 100 seconds. I think we're doing pretty good, but we're mostly done in here. What do we got over this way? Okay, more metal salvage, more copper wire. Check every single room as we go. Battery. Oh, and this is another way out of the ship. Okay. There's more metal salvage below it, but I want to check every single room as we go. What we got over this way? It's a section we've been in. It looks like... Yes, this is a section we have been in. Okay. I just didn't go down that hall, evidently. But I think, as I grab all of these, we were able to synthesize a new item by actually picking that up, which is pretty cool. So we'll take all of that. And this is the door I couldn't get through before. Can I go up, though? Oh, I can. All right, let's see where this takes me. Very, very intriguing. It's going to spit me outside of the ship. Nope, it's another new room. Okay. So we're making progress. Got ourselves another titanium ingot. Some more water and food. And a PDA. All right. Hold on a second. I will play that in a minute. Also, apparently the game decided it wanted to re-enable my controller speaker.
Then I helped with the scavenging, chopped some veggies with the cooks, and tried to help Diana, but she sent me down to engineering with Stefanos. I've been working with him the last few days. Stefanos. How to describe Stefanos? He's by far the most thorough engineer I've worked with, and no ego. He never leaves a job undone, no matter how late it is. I've never seen him awake before 11, and he always greets me by saying, Kalimera, Yasmin, in the sleepiest drawl. Not a morning person, that one. He listens with the slightest smile on his face and twirls this stray curl by his ear. He asks a billion questions, but I don't mind. He surprised me today. There's an empty room on the bridge, just a spot of negative space in the ship. He set a picnic there and said I need to relax. He even called me a busybody. There were these crazy glowing fungus things he found to set the ambiance. The most exciting part, though, drum roll, he can jailbreak fabricators. He made a small batch of traditional Grecian dishes. But the craziest part? He managed to make a suitable falafel for me. I never thought I'd see a good falafel in deep space. Alhamdulillah. A quiet genius, that one. This planet may be a cold mistress, but maybe it isn't so bad.
Aw, that was actually cute. I have to say, I actually do genuinely enjoy the lore surrounding the Neptune itself. So here's the biggest issue with this game in particular, and I'm gonna go grab this lithium even though there's a crash fish next to it. The biggest issue with this game is that you can genuinely tell that it's unfinished. Like, seriously tell. And also that guy is going to attack me. No, he's not. He's not gonna mess with me. Okay. Oh, there he goes. He's coming. He's coming. Is he gonna hurt me? Nope, he missed. All right. Well, yeah. This game is essentially multiple games kind of smashed together. It's very obvious that the developers had a lot of different ideas and never really ran all the way with any of those ideas. And it leads to what is technically a complete game, but feels like an unfinished one, which is very, very unfortunate in my opinion. It's probably the most noticeable thing that about this game's story, its mechanics, all of that. Everything feels like it's like 75% done, but that last 25% is so crucial to making something feel fulfilling that nothing feels fulfilling. And you're going to notice that a lot. You'll notice that with the Neptune lore. You'll notice that with the actual game's story. You notice that with the mechanics. It feels like they had a lot of good ideas, but they never ran all the way with any of them, which is it's kind of an issue. It is kind of an issue, but I think we found everything we needed to get in the Neptune stern back there. Guys, that is going to be it for this episode of Subnautica Below Zero. I hope you all enjoyed it very, very much. In the next episode, we are going to venture out even further. Although, I am going to actually start the episode by improving my base just a little bit more. We're going to give it a moon pool. We're going to reinforce it a little bit and make it a whole lot better for the future. It's going to be really exciting. I will see you all in the next one.